Hello my wayward friends and welcome to Wayward Feaster. Today we are at the Clove Indian Restaurant here in the Southville area of Bristol, and if you don't know, Indian is one of my favourite cuisines on planet Earth, so I'm really excited for this one. We're going to take on a lot. I've been invited to sample the menu and that's exactly what I intend to do. We're going to run a little bit of a gauntlet of spices because you know me, I do like things with a little bit of a kick. So let's get inside and we'll see how this one goes. Cheers. Hello everybody and welcome to Wayward Feaster. Today we are at the Clove Indian right here in the Southville area of Bristol, and I've been invited down to sample, as you can see, a veritable selection of their menu, including some of their new items. I'm excited for this. Indian is probably my favourite cuisine on planet Earth. We've gone for some milder dishes such as coconut coastal chicken over here. We've gone for something hotter for a madras, which is absolutely one of my favourites on planet Earth. That's my usual go-to. And yeah, I'm really excited to get stuck in. I'm going to give myself an hour to try and do this. I'm not going to rush it. I want to take this nice and leisurely. I want to enjoy it. I'm hoping you guys at home get to experience the food with me. This smells absolutely incredible. As you can see, the presentation's amazing on it as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hit that timer because quite frankly, I cannot wait to get started on this. So 3, 2, 1, let's eat. Right then, where should we start? I think we will start with these Momo chickens. These are dumpling styles. Oh good, we're going to be sophisticated today. And we're actually going to start with the starters. It's got a really nice spicy buttery dip with it as well. Well, that is good. I love dumplings at the best time. That has got a really nice little crunchy crisp to it. Dumplings can be soggy sometimes, but these are an absolutely perfect consistency. A little bit doughy, but with a nice outer crisp.
Hello and welcome to a Wayward Feaster who is today absolutely loving his life.
I've got to say a big thank you to the staff as well, who've been absolutely amazing and accommodating and setting all this up. The staff are as nice as the food is, I can tell you that.
And I sincerely mean that. They could not have been any more helpful or gracious.
The Momo chicken, that is incredible. Now, just for a bit of an Indian staple. And normally when I go to an Indian, I'm never quite big on the papadums, but you know, in the spirit of what we're trying to accomplish today, everyone else likes papadums, so we are going to dig in. Maybe I'll just have one between each dish.
The papadums turned out to be a bit of a surprise highlight here because the dips included were spectacular.
Papadums are never easy to eat tidily, and as this is such a nice place, I have to do my best to be civilised.
Indeed, definitely no crumbs for Nick today.
You can tell I'm getting a bit excited by this one.
The mysterious yellow sauce, it was so nice. I kind of wish I would have taken the time to find out what it was.
So we've got here, this is our sophisticated ham. I've still got the menu. So what we've got here is the samosa chaps.
I was so determined not to misname any of these dishes that I was sensible and kept a copy of the menu with me.
And as much as I'm trying to behave myself, turns out there is no dignified way to eat spirals of carrot.
There probably is a dignified way, but not one in your repertoire. It's enough personal growth that you were enjoying these absolutely delicious samosas, which were vegetarian, by the way.
I'm going to eat the garnish as well. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but...
I think this time the garnish was absolutely fine to eat, and it tasted nice.
So, early impressions? The starters have been fantastic. I especially enjoyed the, what do we call them, the Momo chicken. Those Momo chicken dumplings were incredible. And now it's going to be a real test because I've got some Bombay aloo here, which is one of my favourite things from the Indian cuisine. So, and if this is good, then I know I'm definitely going to enjoy the rest of it.
As if there was going to be any doubt.
Bombay aloo is definitely a top 3 potato dish on earth.
And this iteration of the dish did absolutely nothing to dispel that thought.
It's also lovely to see this place is bustling on a weeknight as well.
Over the course of the evening, I was lucky enough to speak to many other patrons. Several of them were regulars, and several of them also proclaimed this to be the best Indian food in Bristol. And early opinions are they might just be right.
Right, where should we go next? Let's try. Okay, so I was told about this. This is the Hyderabadi aloo ghost. This is one of their menu specials. The staff were really adamant that I try this one. They said it's one of the new additions that they seem to be most proud of. So with that, who am I to not give it a try?
This was a beef dish made with Naga chilies, so it had a little bit of a kick to it.
Right, let's try some of this beef. That is lovely.
It was so good.
And this just goes to show that Indian food, a lot of people associate it with cheap and cheerful, and they associate it with takeouts. But when it's done properly in a nice place, this is incredible. This Hyderabadi ghost is incredible.
Thank you.
That is
very nice.
That is very nice. That was an amazing suggestion.
This particular dish came at the recommendation of the manager, and I've got to say, he was spot on. I was so happy he talked me into this one.
Let me try, let's get a bit of rice in there as well. So I've got a bit of the Peshwari rice. I love Indian style rice as well. I could literally quite happily sit here and eat just buckets and buckets of Indian style rice. And in fact, I have done in the past.
It wouldn't be unfair of me to say I have been guilty of judging whole Indian restaurants and takeaways by the quality of their rice in the past.
This is where you will get to see me at my absolute happiest. If you've ever thought about taking up competitive eating, food reviews, this is the kind of stuff you get to do. Highly recommend it. I'm not a good influence.
What I meant to say was, don't sit at a table and glutton large amounts of food. Take up knitting or poetry.
The sauce has that absolutely perfect spice level where it's enough to leave a good tingle in your mouth afterwards, but not so overbearing that it takes away from the taste. And I've said it before, that is an absolutely hard skill to master.
Most things are either tasty or spicy, rarely both, but this sauce was so good I did have to break out the garlic naan bread to mop it up, just because I didn't want to let any of that go to waste.
Now that was worth the journey alone. That was absolutely amazing.
Not that I had much of a journey, being that my day job is situated not far from the Clove Indian, but even if I had had to travel a long way, it would have been totally worth it. And now we're diving back into the papadums for a bit of a palate cleanser and an excuse to enjoy more of this mysterious yellow sauce.
Right, where should we go next? I think this coastal chicken, this looks incredible as well. So this is a coconut sauce. Again, really highly recommended. This is another one of their new menu items.
I'm not usually the biggest advocate for creamier, milder curry dishes, but in what is the shock of the night, I think this one on balance was actually my favourite. It had so much flavour for a mild dish.
I take back all the mean things I've ever said about people who have mild curries. So this is the coastal chicken.
I may or may not have been guilty in the past of being something of a spice snob. It's a good thing I've got no issue with being a raving hypocrite.
I think I said it with one of the items earlier. I don't think this is going to be the healthiest item on the menu, but it's all the better for it. It's such a creamy sauce.
This was one of those dishes that definitely fell into the category of think of the taste, not the calories.
And there's no chew at all to that chicken. Which is something I've come across in Indian before, where the chicken hasn't been the best quality, but this is incredible. It's a completely different taste experience to the Hyderabadi aloo, because that had a real kick, and this is just a really soft, creamy kind of sauce, but both incredible in its own way.
When you actually look at the volume of food here and the challenge aspect of this, having the two different kinds of sauces with such different spice and texture feels actually did help.
And once again, I am not letting any of this sauce go to waste. So we break out the naan bread one more time.
I was loving this sauce and I absolutely love naan bread, so a little bit of naan to polish this off was the perfect way to go, I feel. And it was the perfect lead in to getting back onto this last papadum with the mysterious yellow sauce.
I'm privileged in that I get to go to a lot of places and eat a lot of amazing food. But I'll tell you what, this is up there with some of the best. I'm only eating a papadum right now.
I genuinely can't remember the last time I got to sit down and leisurely enjoy a meal this good.
So that's the papadum done. How are we doing for time? So we are 22 minutes in and we are thoroughly enjoying ourselves.
I did genuinely almost forget that I was actually on the clock here.
I'm just going to finish off the rest of this peshwari rice. Because like I said before, I could quite happily sit here and eat Indian rice all on its own.
And I have done on many, many, many occasions.
So now we are actually on to what those of you at home might not know is my personal life Indian order of choice. So what I've got here is the chicken madras, an egg fried rice and a cheese naan bread. I'll finish off this garlic naan bread in a minute as well.
What you see in front of you now has been my go-to Indian order on probably 9 times out of 10 on every Indian meal I've had since I first discovered Indian food as a teenager. I'm nothing if not consistent.
That's the last of the garlic naan. I'm on to the home stretch now.
It feels weird saying I'm onto the home stretch when there's literally still a whole meal in front of me.
Now I always used to like to do at home, take a piece of the cheese naan, wrap a bit of the madrasi chicken in it, and a little touch of rice. Now, this is my ultimate test for a curry house, you see, because if this matches up to the standard I've been doing this since I was a teenager.
If you've never tried this combination, I could not recommend it strongly enough.
Egg fried rice is on point. I must say, the Clove Indian has absolutely passed my ultimate curry test.
I'd say not only did it pass the test, it did so with absolute flying colours.
As madrasis go, this isn't one of the hottest I've ever had, but it is one of the most flavourful. Flavoursome? Never can remember what the correct word is.
Believe it or not, I've actually gone into some pretty big debates over the years over which of those words is correct. Flavoursome or flavourful? Let me know in the comments which one you think it is.
Rice and naan sandwiches. One of those pleasures you never knew you needed. Until you watched me.
I'm sure people get all kinds of bad ideas from watching me, but this isn't one of them.
I'm trying to think about this madras. I said when I first bit in, that it wasn't overly spicy for madras, but the heat is actually slow building, which is nice. They're getting to experience it on 2 levels.
And the more levels you get to experience this kind of greatness on, the better.
Cheese naan bread is something you only find in about 50% of Indian places. So anywhere that actually does it gets an extra mark in my opinion anyway.
I've been told my love of cheese naan with Indian food is somewhat controversial, yet the only controversial thing in my eyes is why not everybody loves it.
We are nearly at the end of the meal here, and I am very sad about that.
Heartbroken might be a more apt word. Even though this was quite a lot of food, the pure deliciousness of it had me not even thinking about stopping.
Well, this might not be the biggest spread you've ever seen me do. There is a subtle heaviness to it.
I blame the rice and the naan bread. As delicious as they were, those things can get heavy after a while, but I still have no regrets.
I feel like I need to finish as much of this sauces as I can as well, especially this veg. Have some veg.
Had this been an official challenge, I'm not sure that those dips would have been mandatory, but this was so nice I was determined not to leave a man standing. Leave no doubt, as a great man once said.
With the cocktail.
Is that alcoholic?
No.
No, perfect, even better. Thank you very much.
Non-alcoholic.
Amazing,
I can see you having that good, so.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
No problem.
And this is how amazing these guys are. They provided me with a cocktail to finish. Cheers, everybody.
That was a wonderful and much appreciated bit of hospitality to finish off the meal.
Right, we're going to move that one to one side. Enjoy my drink, and then I think we'll get something from the dessert menu to polish it off. And I think we'll stop the clock there. So it's 38 minutes. I think we're going to say that's the Clove Indian Banquet. Thoroughly enjoyed. That was absolutely amazing. I love my life sometimes. Oh, that was incredible. Thank you very much. No, literally no need to apologise for anything this evening. That has been one of the most pleasurable dining experiences of my life.
Thank you very much.
And I do this a lot. And just to finish off here, we've got some cheesecake, which, as you've seen me before, you will know is my favourite of all desserts.
And just while I polish off this phenomenal cheesecake, I'd like to take the time once again to thank all the guys at Clove Indian, not just for the amazing food, but for the fantastic hospitality, the great service, and just for inviting me down in the first place. This really was a great experience, and if you're ever in the Bristol area, I could not recommend it highly enough.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to like the video. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, really does help me out. Come down, show these guys at Clove Indian some love. This place is absolutely incredible, that food was amazing. I'll tag a link to their pages down below. If you're in the Bristol area and you're looking for Indian food, could not recommend this enough. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Cheers.